Albanian gangs are the dominant force in organised crime across the UK. We've been told that Albanian crime groups are shipping hundreds of millions of pounds in criminal proceeds back to Albania every year.
Dawn, multiple addresses, simultaneous. Officers from the National Crime Agency and the Metropolitan Police moving in coordinated silence across London, Chiswick, Hainault, Tottenham Hale, Brent Cross, Hornsey, as the city is still waking up. Cash in bags, cocaine in flats, weapons in cupboards, ledgers recording millions in transactions nobody was supposed to know about, and 47 people in handcuffs before most Londoners have had their first cup of tea. This is not a movie. This is not a dramatisation. This is what law enforcement in Britain is doing right now against a criminal network so embedded, so sophisticated, and so lucrative that the NCA's own intelligence chiefs have described it as operating an end-to-end business model stretching from cocaine fields in South America to street dealers on British estates. A network that, according to the NCA, is draining hundreds of millions of pounds every single year out of Britain and back to Albania. A network that is not a fringe operation, not a minor threat, a dominant force inside UK organised crime, and one the British public has never been properly told about. Reason number one, the Organised Crime Partnership has been dismantling Albanian networks across London, but nobody is telling you how many operations are actually running simultaneously. The Organised Crime Partnership, a permanent joint unit of the NCA and Metropolitan Police, is the dedicated strike force that conducted this raid. It exists specifically because Albanian organised crime groups have become so embedded in London that neither agency could effectively tackle them alone. The OCP operates across addresses simultaneously, pooling intelligence from both forces to build cases that individual police services would never have the resources to construct. The raids exposed in this operation are not a one-off. They are the visible tip of a continuous intelligence-led campaign. In October 2025, 3 Albanian nationals in their 30s were arrested by the OCP after 250 kilograms of cocaine, with a street value of £20 million, was recovered from a lorry in Dartford, Kent. In a previous operation, 4 Albanian suspects were charged after £340,000 in cash and cocaine, worth £400,000, was seized across London and Essex. Cash found stuffed in bags at multiple residential addresses. And separately, 4 members of an Albanian OCG were arrested at Dover and in Tottenham Hale for smuggling criminal cash out of the country back to Albania, operating under the cover of a legitimate courier company, using the same roads and routes as any legal delivery business. This is the architecture behind the £12 million and 47 arrests. Not random crime, not opportunistic theft. A structured professional criminal enterprise hiding in plain sight. Reason number 2. Albanian organised crime groups now exert dominant control over Britain's cocaine market, and the NCA has been saying so for nearly a decade. This is the fact that does not get reported loudly enough. As far back as 2017, the NCA warned that Albanian gangs had established a high-profile influence within UK organised crime. By 2022, the picture had darkened significantly. NCA Senior Intelligence Manager Ged McCann told a press conference that Albanian dominance in the cocaine market was enabled by an end-to-end business model, stretching from production in South America to street dealers in Britain. In McCann's own words, they had a reputation within criminal markets for reliability, a good quality product, good purity, punctual. By the NCA's National Strategic Assessment 2025, Albanian drug organised crime groups were described as active in almost all parts of the UK. Not London, not major cities, all parts. And the scale of what this costs Britain is staggering. Academic research drawing on NCA data estimates that the Albanian cocaine industry in the UK costs approximately £6 billion per year through law enforcement intervention and money lost through money laundering alone. £6 billion every year. From a criminal operation that the public hears about only when a raid happens and a number gets put in a headline. Reason number 3. The cash seized in raids like this is only a fraction of what is leaving Britain. Hundreds of millions are flowing to Albania every year. The £12 million seized in this operation is significant. It is also, by the NCA's own assessment, a fraction of the money flowing through these networks. In 2022, the NCA estimated that hundreds of millions of pounds a year was leaving Britain for Albania, derived from cannabis farms and cocaine trafficking, and said the amount was only increasing. The July 2025 National Risk Assessment of Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing confirmed the mechanism directly, noting a significant increase in the repatriation of sterling from Albania in recent years, reflecting Albania's position as a common destination for criminal funds generated in the UK. The methods are sophisticated and deliberate. Profits are smuggled out in cash, euros, or cryptocurrency, funneled into construction projects or banking systems in Albania to legitimize the money. In one documented case, £390,000 was found wrapped in tin foil inside a Mercedes Sprinter van at the Channel Tunnel outbound controls at Folkestone, headed directly for Tirana, not in a briefcase, not in a bag, in tin foil, inside a van, at the tunnel. The criminal economy does not hide in the shadows. It moves through the same infrastructure the rest of Britain uses every day. Reason number 4. Albanian groups are also the most dominant foreign nationality in commercial cannabis cultivation across Britain, a second criminal industry running parallel to the cocaine trade. The cocaine network gets the headlines. The cannabis operation is just as vast. Law enforcement teams have carried out a coordinated operation specifically targeting what the NCA described as Albanian criminality in the UK, seizing almost 200,000 cannabis plants across the country with a street value of between £115 million and £130 million. More than 450 people were charged with offences, including drug supply, money laundering, and possession of weapons. The NCA's own assessments confirm that Albanian criminal groups are now the most dominant foreign nationality involved in commercial cannabis cultivation in the UK, having expanded their influence by collaborating with established British gangs in target areas. The human cost of staffing these operations is also significant. Men from poor rural areas of Albania were recruited with promises of unspecified work in the UK and a free, if illegal, journey to Britain. Many ended up enslaved in cannabis farms, trapped by debt to the same criminal networks that brought them here. The NCA found a man who escaped a police raid on a cannabis farm, was jailed, deported, and then trafficked back into the UK by the same organisation. The criminal network did not lose him, it reclaimed him. Reason number 5. The drug deaths linked to this market are rising, and the NCA's 2025 assessment shows the harm is accelerating. Behind every seized kilo and every arrested suspect is a body count. The NCA's National Strategic Assessment 2025 confirmed that cocaine-related deaths increased by 30% in England and Wales in a single year, from 857 in 2022 to 1,118 in 2023. In Scotland, cocaine deaths rose by 29% in the same period. The overall cost of drug use and drug-related deaths to UK society now exceeds £20 billion annually. £20 billion per year, driven by a supply chain that this operation, these 47 arrests, this £12 million, represents only one strike against. The NCA's 2026 National Strategic Assessment confirmed that last year, NCA and international partners seized 230 tonnes of Class A drugs, mostly cocaine, with a street value of over £18 billion. A material proportion of that was destined for the UK. And still, the supply continues, because the networks are not disrupted by individual raids. They are disrupted, or not, by the cumulative weight of every operation, every prosecution, every asset seizure, every intelligence lead followed to its end. Reason number 6. The same networks that flood Britain with cocaine are also driving small boat crossings, and the government has known this for years. This is the connection nobody in Westminster wants to draw explicitly. In 2018, NCA figures showed a 35% increase in the number of people trafficked into the UK, mostly from Albania, by a network of criminal groups. The NCA's 2026 strategic assessment confirmed that organised immigration crime accounts for a quarter of all NCA operational activity, their single biggest area of resource deployment. The people smuggling networks that profit from channel crossings and the drug trafficking networks that flood London with cocaine are not separate organisations. They are overlapping criminal ecosystems, sharing infrastructure, routes, contacts and couriers. An Albanian woman was jailed for 7.5 years after NCA investigators found she had acted as a fixer for people smugglers arranging small boat crossings from France. The same networks that move people illegally across water also move cocaine, cannabis and cash. They are logistics operations. The commodity, whether it is a human being or a kilogram of cocaine, is secondary to the infrastructure that moves it. So here is where Britain stands in June 2026. 47 people arrested, £12 million in cash seized, a criminal network dismantled, for now in one operation. Against one slice of an enterprise, the NCA estimates costs Britain £6 billion a year, hundreds of millions draining to Albania annually, openly, through courier vans and transfer services. Cocaine deaths up 30% in a year. Albanian OCGs active in almost all parts of the UK. Cannabis farms staffed by men trafficked from Albanian villages and enslaved in British warehouses. And a government changing its leadership for the 4th time in 4 years, with no new strategy for any of it. The raids are not the answer, they are proof the answer has not yet been found. Subscribe to British Front Media.